But anyway,
Yep.
so Jake Lockley does have a few appearances in the Moon Knight TV show. It's just that you don't see him as Jake Lockley. So, like, in episode 1, where a woman walks up to Stephen Grant and says, "Hey, want to go to the steakhouse for a date? You told me last night that you want to go on a date." And that was Jake Lockley who set up that date, because Jake Lockley is a woman's man in the MCU. Even though Stephen Grant's supposed to be the woman's man, now it's Jake Lockley who's a woman's man. Which is real.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
notice that.
And then there's another scene where Stephen Grant is holding onto the scale-up compass, because this whole thing's about a scale-up compass that you have to put in a statue of, was it Tawat? Tawat? Not Tawat. Amit. That's it. I was confusing Amit for
Yeah.
the hippo
Emmett.
woman. But anyway, Amit.
Yeah, to what?
Amit is missing like this compass heart thing, and you need to put that compass heart thing in this area in order to open up a pyramid or something like that. So the compass heart thing, Stephen Grant is holding on to it, and then he's being attacked by all these cult people who's in this cult with Amit and Arthur Harrow, and he's trying to fight off the crowd, but he can't fight off the crowd, so he just starts passing out and switching over to Jake Lockley, and he opens his eyes, and now all this blood is on his hands, and all these people are dead around him. That's Jake Lockley who did that. And then there's another scene where he's fighting off two not little boys, but teenage boys who are trying to kill him or rob him or something like that. And then he's like, don't kill him, don't kill him. But then the kids beat him almost to death. So then he passes out again and then wakes up. And now he killed one of the kids. And then the other kid's hanging off a cliff, but then decides to commit suicide anyway. But basically, that was Jake Lockley who did that. And then another scene where, at the end of the series, where Moon Knight is on the ground and he's about to die with Arthur Harrow sucking out his soul, something like that, on the ground with a staff. And he sees in the background Khonshu is falling from Amit, because Amit is fighting Khonshu and Khonshu is losing. So he's like, "Oh, I'm about to switch, I'm gonna pass out." And then Jake Lockley takes over and everyone is dead, everyone's on fire. And then Scallop Scarab or Layla in the background is like, "What did you do, Mark? What did you do?" And Mark is like, "I don't know what I did, because, yeah, Jake Lockley did it. He killed everyone." But yeah, Jake Lockley is supposed to be the Charlie Houston version of Moon Knight from the comic books. It's subtle, but it's there.
Very gritty.
It's gritty.
The perfect Moon Knight that
It's
I own.
quote unquote
Yeah.
gritty, but they don't show it. They just like, "Oh, here's the aftermath of what happened." They don't show him doing it, which sucks. I hope they show it. I hope they show it in season 2. You owe me this, Kevin. I mean, yeah, was it Kevin Feige? Yeah, I was supposed to say Kevin
Feige?
Gilbert. No, Kevin Feige. You owe me this.
Kevin Gilbert.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Khonshu was. I didn't like the fact that Khonshu was talking talking a lot. He was always constantly saying that Stephen Grant was the worm of the personalities. In general, I didn't like that Khonshu was talking way too much. Kill him, and all that crap.
I was fine with that. What I have a problem with Khonshu in the MCU is that they showed him being like an asshole or a bad person at the start, at the get-go, which sucks, because it's supposed to be like a grand reveal of that. Like, what I think they should have done was have Khonshu being very sympathetic to Mark Spector and Stephen Grant, being like the father figure to him that he couldn't have as a kid, because as a kid, he was abused by his mom, and then his dad was just not there. He was just absent-minded. He's like letting his mom beat him as a kid. So both of his parents were just not very good parents. So in a way, I would have liked it a lot better as a TV show, not from a Moon Knight adaptation, because of course, in the comic books, he wasn't abused as a kid. He was just a piece of garbage as a kid. But in the TV show, if you're doing this as a good TV show, have Khonshu be the good father figure in his life, at least from the first season alone. Have him be the good father figure, someone who Mark Spector looks up to for guidance, someone who actually loves and cares about him. So making Khonshu an ass in the first season of the show, not a very good idea, because now you know that Khonshu is eventually going to be a bad guy in the show, or in the MCU. That's just going to happen at one point. But they should just let him be a good guy. Like Sinestro in the Green Lantern movie. Just let Sinestro be a good guy in the first movie, and then make a sequel where he's a bad guy. But of course, Green Lantern.
Or don't make a sequel.
Yeah, the Green Lantern movie sucks. But I'm just saying, if it was a good movie, if the Green Lantern movie was a good movie, have Sinestro just be a good guy in movie 1, but then have him be a bad guy in movie 2.
If you never understood why Ryan Reynolds kills himself off at the end of Deadpool 2, when he's looking at the script of Green Lantern, you should know that Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds is a crap movie. That should be a good indication at the end of Deadpool 2. If people didn't understand that, because a lot of people didn't see Green Lantern.
I seen it. It wasn't that bad.
You shut your mouth. It was.
It's
horrible.
Ghost Rider bad. If you like Ghost Rider 1 or 2, it's that kind of bad. So it's entertaining, but it's bad.
Yeah. Anyways, Moon Knight's first summoning of the suit. Or what, you got?
I was about to say,
say?
what do you think about episode 2? But I guess you can talk about that too.
No, I think that almost every episode is boring. I like certain scenes, like the ones where Mark Spector is in his Moon Knight costume and fighting.
Yeah, you only get Moon Knight in the show for 11 minutes. That includes Mr. Knight. 11 minutes.
How do you know this stuff?
11 minutes.
What are you looking at?
11 minutes of Moon Knight and 11 minutes of Mr. Knight combined into one. So, yeah.
Is there a wiki page giving out?
Yeah, I think it's like a
detailed
wiki page, but it's like 11 minutes. It's like nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, it's sad. I literally, before we started talking about this, I did a recap of the whole show just to jog down some notes. Well, I didn't see every episode, like second by second. I just skimmed right through it, just jot some notes because I was just
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it so much. I didn't care to talk about it.
Yeah, I
too
almost
much.
said that because episode 4 and episode 2 suck. They're bad episodes. I don't like them at all. Episode 4 is the worst of all of them. If you have to pick which one of the 6 are bad, episode 4 is absolute trash. Like, of course, the mummies in concept, the Egyptian zombie mummies in concept, it's a cool idea. I like the idea. But the entire episode is just boring and bland until the end. The ending was okay, because it's, the Jeff Lemire thing, and the Jeff Lemire thing is, I guess, a good idea, decent idea, but I didn't like it as a comic book fan. But as a TV show fan, it's okay, it's good.
It's got some slight humor, you could say, quote unquote humor, like when Toweret,
the hippo goddess.
Towlet, her name is Towlet. What?
The hippo goddess, Towlet. I don't know.
Toweret.
Just call her the hippo goddess. That's what she is, a hippo goddess.
Yeah, I felt as though the show was trying to make me laugh when she opened the asylum door to greet them. Hi, as a freaking hippo. Hello. It's like it's forced me to laugh, and I couldn't put up with it.
Okay, you want to know the backstory of Towlet being in the MCU or in the Moon Knight show? So Jeremy Slater, the guy who wrote the script for this Moon Knight show, he said on Twitter that Marvel Studios gave him a giant binder, giant book of all these Egyptian gods and goddesses, and he was flipping through the pages, and he's like, that hippo is funny. We need to put the hippo in the show. The hippo goddess Towlet, or whatever it's called, she was never in the comic books. None of the comic books. But Jeremy Slater's like, I love this hippo goddess. It's so funny. It's so stupid. Let's put it in the MCU. You're making fun of the Egyptian gods if you're doing that. But here we are. We're making fun of the Egyptian gods because here's the hippo goddess. It's funny because she's a hippo. She's fat. It's funny. Laugh.
Normies and people with low IQ will be laughing at that. I have low IQ, and I'm not even laughing at that. So I guess I'm like, my IQ is like 72. That's like 2 points higher than a dummy. So thankfully, I'm like average. Yay! I guess that's average. JK. Back to when.
Want to talk about Qualley? Qualley's in it.
Qualley?
No, Qualley. Bernard Qualley, the homeless guy from the 80s comic books, the Doug Bunch comics. He's in this.
Yeah, wasn't he in the
Yeah,
asylum?
he was in the asylum, and he was the statue guy who Stephen Grant is talking to.
Yeah, that's one of the only scenes that I freaked out over. I told my brother, "Yo, that's Crawley. He's the guy
He's the guy who
that
doesn't talk
is
throughout
the
the entire
information seeker
show.
on the street."
He's the
What?
guy who doesn't talk throughout the entire show.
Yeah, it sucks.
That
Anyways,
sucks.
in the comics, Crawley is the information
Yeah.
seeker on the streets. Isn't he basically homeless?
Yeah, he's homeless.
Yeah, for some reason, Mark has all this money and Crawley's just a homeless guy. He can't, pay for a little studio, but whatever. Just while while Crawley's helping out Mark Spector, he's getting paid
No,
in
here's the thing though. Bernard
packers.
Crawley, he chooses to be homeless. Like he wants to be
Oh,
homeless. He's one of those kind of guys. He just likes
oh
it.
yeah, that's right. Because his wife left him, his family left him. He became depressed
Yeah,
forever.
and then his son became a serial killer, trying to look him down and kill him.
Oh yeah, well, in the second issue of
Yeah, in the
Moon
second
Knight,
issue of Moon Knight, I think.
that's what it
The
was.
Slasher.
The slasher. Yeah, that's a dumb name. Yet it had a good
A
story to
good
it.
story. It's kind of a rip-off of a Vampirella story, which Doug Munch wrote Vampirella comics before he wrote Moon Knight comic books. Did you know that? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, I gotta get to reading Vampirella's
Vampirella's great.
I have a coworker. I've got a coworker of mine who's into drawing like you, and he drew Vampirella.
Do I draw better than him?
It's about as good.
Do I draw better than him?
Um, you need to get better. You're getting close.
Why, he draws better than me?
He's Yeah, but don't worry about it. This guy works only part time, so he has like a whole bunch of hours to work on his
Okay,
drawings. So
gotcha.
don't worry about it, man. We all know you work full time. How was it, like 50 hours a
Yeah.
week? Crazy.
He does like realistic comic book style or something like that. I do like cartoon stuff.
It's like 3/4 of the way realistic. It's 3/4.
So like comic book, like what's his name? The guy from the '90s, the guy who created Deadpool. That guy.
I don't know. The guy who created Deadpool.
The guy
Oh
with
my
the
god.
foot problem. The guy who can't draw feet.
I don't remember. Rob
Yep,
Liefeld?
that's it. So he's like Rob Liefeld because he has a stylized, semi-realistic.
Yeah, LIE. Oh man. Yep, just like that guy.